one of the things that I'm just like passionate about is like I do so much like micro level work. I need to do the meso and macro level work because a lot of people sometimes can't come to a couples therapist because that's a luxury. Right. And just to hear you even speak about checking in, because just by you saying that or someone just clipped that part, checking in, why I gotta check in, where like people don't get the nuance of I'm a union. I'm checking in because someone's thinking about me. Someone's trying to build something bigger than what I could ever imagine by myself. So I commend, because usually going through your patients like that, it's tastefully done. Like, this is my person. I don't need to like be blasting it. But I think one of the things that just young men in general just need to hear, just if you can just like expand on it, it is, what do you think it takes to make a union for where you're trying to go in your future nuptials, and what's most important for you to show as a team?
Yeah, I think it's just showing the strength of my woman, right? Like, everybody gonna see the strength of me. I'm up close and personal with everybody, you know what I mean? But just like, it takes a lot to be the woman of somebody like that, right? As far as trust, just having to kind of take that backseat to my career, you know what I mean? Like, you gonna have the questions, why ain't I on your page, or you know what I mean? Like, why ain't I this, that, and the third? But it's just like, I don't even post myself. Everything I post is my career. But it's just like having those super tough conversations, you know what I mean? And just like, I think to create that union and be where we want to be, it's just also like highlighting what she got going on. You know what I mean? I got a boss as a woman. She got 3-4 different businesses. Every business that she touched goes crazy. And so she's a freelance baker right now. So she does a lot of different wedding cakes, and she went 0 to 100 in like 5 months. You know what I mean? And now she just baking 3-tier cakes, and it's crazy. But her Instagram is Sugar Me Sid, so go tap in.
Right.
Yeah.
Another thing I really want to take a piece apart, because you don't hear this often, is the pride of a woman, pride of your woman, where you don't hear a lot of men just saying outright cheating or stepping on a woman is just lame. Yeah. And I respect that, because it was just like weird for me, like growing up. I always thought I was like the weird kid. I was already like the black kid who did the sports and the anime. So I was in teeter between the two, but I've always had this like sensation of like, if I have my person, like, why am I going to go against that person's trust? Like, that person believes in you to like show up. So I think this is just important. Is just like, cause I'll say for myself, where there are opportunities to get tempted, but like when I'm out and about and things like that, I always have that flush and I have that picture of like, ooh, I don't want to piss off this woman. Yeah. And I want to also respect this woman. So I think I'm just curious for, my fellas, like, how do y'all like maintain where like, hey, I know temptation's out there, because you can't act like it's colorblind. We see the BBLs, we see all of that, but it's like, I got this one at home. That's most important.
You can't.
I mean, you know. Nah. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, Tay, you can speak on this.
Oh shit. I mean, like, I'm not in a relationship, but when I am, I'll say this. I just try to move with integrity. Like, I would never want my shorty to be doing me foul, so I just try to treat her with the same level of respect more than anything. I'd be lying if I say, I've been faithful my entire life. Have I had my mishaps? Everybody has at some point in their life, but moving to my late 20s, getting close to 30, I'm just very meticulous with who I allow into my circle. So if you are someone who I've chosen, like, I'm gonna be dating you exclusively, or this, that, and the third, then know that you ain't gotta do it with any angst that this nigga's gonna be on bullshit.
Yeah.
Bro, like it's to a T, and just also like, bro, understanding that shit is real, like you said, like, bro, we not about to act like we don't have that temptation, but also like validating that shit though. We men, and you know what I mean, and it's one of those things. Now I'm gonna keep it 100, right? Because this is a conversation that I have with my woman as well. It's just like, bro, it's a process to take that route. And it's not to say I've done anything, but it's just more so it's just like, also like when we do talk to young men, it's like I feel like we also have like this clouded reality that, again, when you do become married, that all that shit just goes away. And it's like, bro, I think young men need a solid group or foundation of older men to definitely talk to them and just kind of give them that game. And we don't usually have that in our families, our communities. All of our uncles is usually players and pimps and shit like that. So I think like that's step one, is just getting people in the spotlight like that have these real life situations with these women, and just educating them for sure.
Now my last little bit is just in this realm because this is my passion. This is what I feel that I was put on this earth to talk to people about. Is just bringing up just the last point of you brought up Kevin Samuels and like being able to take some of the nutrients out of it. Where I know sometimes when Kevin Samuels got arrested dead, when he's like when he called that chick, when he's like the linebacker that running the power eye, like that's entertainment.
Right.
But
Come on.
that I'm not gonna lie, I was like suicide watch.
Wait, so how we looking? You fuck with Kevin Samuels? Or you fuck with Kevin?
I do.
I do, but I'm like you in the sense that like I can
take it.
That's
where I'm going with it. That's where I'm going with it.
Go ahead.
Here's my biggest.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah,
No, you're good. You're
it's
good.
my biggest thing with like when it comes to Kevin Samuels, because he's a very polarizing figure. As much as grief he used to get for some commentary he have towards women, there's my two things with that. One, these are people that are voluntarily joining his life, so that's one. Secondly, he would do the same shit to men. The clips just wouldn't go viral.
Let me y'all pause on. You hit the pause button on me. I remember sitting in this clip. I was in tears. This dude called up Kevin Samuels, was like, "Oh, none of the women approaching me," and he's like, "Look at you. Nobody's gonna want to approach you." Exactly. He was like, "Pause, please pause." But he's like, "You got?" And he was like, "Nah." And he was like,
he was like, "I don't know, nigga. You know it's women like that."
Right. Yeah, I seen that shit too. Yeah.
I said, "This nigga's on suicide watch." He got roasted. But the reason why I'm connecting that is because if you can sift through the BS and some of the shock jockey stuff, I think he's really trying to give men a blueprint too. Like when you have someone solid, like this is how you run a union. And I think it's a great example for young men to start, because I think the question I really want to bring into, because I think what Kevin Samuels is trying to do is talking about what manhood should be for men. And I'm just curious, like, what do y'all think that young men should just be really focusing on to really express that?
I would say for me, like growing up in the town, like I think I've told you this before. My dad told me this when I was a kid. Portland only raised bring up two things: point guards and pimps.
That clip actually does pretty well.
Yeah, no, but for real though. So with that, I feel like a lot of people I know, like even dudes I grew up with, they have a certain level of codependency with women and from a financial lens. So one thing with young men, I would say, get your own situation right more than anything. Because then I think from there you can step accordingly in terms of stuff pertaining to relationships. And you don't see, like, I can't remember who it was. It was a woman, I don't know. It might have been. She was basically, let's neither here nor there. She was basically just saying, like, I never hear men who are financially secure complaining about paying for dates. And I had to be real with myself, like, yeah, most of the niggas I do know that be bitching and complaining about that shit. I know they got some bread. I don't know where shit coming from. Not to count niggas' pockets, but
right. No, I like that. I like the answer, bro. I agree. I just think, like, bro, getting right with yourself and just kind of going through the shit. You know what I mean? Getting punched in the mouth by life, essentially. You know what I'm saying? Whether that be getting caught, cheating, whatever it might be. However it come about, you got to get punched in the mouth, though. Like, to some extent, right? Like, something got to happen to you to where it puts you in that mode. Like, bro, it's time. You know what I mean? So, I think it definitely start with just getting right with yourself, though.
Yeah, for sure.